Karson and Kennedy talk to famous people. Sponsored by Arbella Insurance. Here for New England, here for good. Mix 1041.
Andy Grammer. Hello, Andy.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic. Andy's coming to town in February. You're going to be at the Orpheum. What is that? February 9th is what I'm seeing. You can buy tickets for that at andygrammer.com. And damn, it feels good to be you. You know, it's interesting because you started to talk a little bit about the struggles that you had during the pandemic. You know, I think I and Kennedy knows us both, and I would say that Andy and I are kind of similar in this positive outlook on life. Like, we could roll into the mall at Christmas time and know we're going to find a parking spot right up front.
Totally.
It happens, right?
Yes.
It's absolute madness. You're literally a walking, you know, the book, The Secret. Karson is a walking The Secret.
That's what he is. It just manifests everything.
I can't do
that. And I feel you're the same way, but you know, the pandemic had to be difficult on you, it sounds like.
I do think that a lot of people are just, you know, you can hold a lot, and then there is just a place where you go like, this is unreasonably difficult. You know, this is like not normally hard. And that there's something cool about your limits. Like, okay, so you hit your limits and you spin out. And for me, spinning out is just like being sad and eating Twizzlers at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Like, just like leaning into whatever vices I can make happen at the moment.
Relatable content.
Yes. And I think what was interesting was parsing out for me, we're going to get deep with you guys. You're taking me here. When you can't do the thing that you associate your identity with, what does that do for you? And I think a lot of people like had to deal with that during the pandemic, where they couldn't do their job or their like what they built up for themselves. And then they're left with like, okay, cool. Are you doing all right? Or is that more of who you are than it should be? And so when you tell me like hard stop, I can't go on tour, I can't play shows, I can't be around people, I can't do the thing that I feel like I've built up. Yeah, I got depressed, like pretty depressed.
I want to tag team up what Karson was saying before we get into the happy rest of our, but you've said during the pandemic, you started therapy, which I think is awesome and good for doing so. And I'm going to read a quote that I read because I just think it perfectly says what therapy is, but we
really?
don't about, you said, therapy is not about being attractive. It's about having a conversation, and it's not about making this person laugh or like you.
Oh, yeah, that's hard.
The best part about therapy is that you don't do any of that. I am.
Are you people pleasers or no?
Oh my God. That was the hardest thing when I first started therapy. I was like, well, I need to make him laugh, or I need to, you know, be me and be on all the time. And he was like, I don't care about any of that.
Yeah, I was still trying in the beginning to be like, and how are you doing? Are you good? Is everything? What's going on in your life? I know you got a daughter. Is she all right? Is everything cool?
Right.
And really leaning into like, oh man, you gotta start finding your I don't know, your mojo, your worth. You got to start having a relationship with yourself, which I desperately, I guess, didn't want to do. I didn't think this was my thing, guys.
But you did
I was not planning on being the poster child for this.
Well,
I had an ego that was way bigger than me thinking I would be talking to you about this. But when he told me, you know, I'm sitting in therapy and he's like, sounds like you're getting way too much of your validation and worth from things outside of yourself. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, ouch, that sounds right. Then I like started writing songs about that idea and just coming at it from different angles, and trying to figure out like, oh yeah, that is kind of weird. It's so awkward to talk about, even for myself, to go like, whoa, I do love myself, I think. I'm like going down into these different places that I've never been before, sat down at the piano and started, I have a sad one that's coming soon. Not sad, but just like going into these topics that I didn't expect to go into. And then I think that like a breeze that goes by with self-love, sometimes you do catch it and you genuinely do feel like, oh no, I am psyched about what I'm about, who I am, and what I'm doing in the world.
Right.
But then it falls apart sometimes.
Write that down. A breeze goes by.
It's a breeze. It's not, the self-love stuff isn't like, I got it. Right. Understood it.
Right.
It's a math problem. Like, all right, I got it now. I'll just keep that. It's like, no, it's way more of a dance. And so I caught it in the studio and genuinely meant it and wrote, damn, it feels good to be me. And it's been a really cool season because whatever song you're on and you're promoting and the world is like reacting to, you're kind of in that space. So it's been kind of like a little cheerleader just for myself, and then getting to play it for other people and at different places. And I'm getting all these comments, and it's been really, really, really sweet. I need it right now. I hope everybody else does.
It's a definite palate cleanser, and I'm
Yeah. Yeah, because it's always there for you. Like if you're kind of in the current of like, you wake up and you get into your day and there's all these things and they're telling you why you suck, or you're telling yourself why you suck, or all these different things. But then it's always there for you to connect to, of like, no, actually, I'm doing great. And the things about me that are unique and different and that make me stand out that sometimes I get self-conscious about, that's actually my special sauce. And I got to lean into that.
Yes.
And if you can really lean into that and kind of make it a practice, I mean, I'm not a guru by any means, but it's been working for me.
Well, thanks for talking about it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'm so awkwardly talking about it.
No,
as well.
no.
Like it feels like very exposed, because I think of myself as someone who's like very put together. So if in any way that I can help someone else who feels very put together, be like, oh, it's okay. This has been a really hard time. It's been like a hard time. If you're falling apart, that's kind of okay. Yeah.
But your songs are always those kinds of songs that we can turn to when we're feeling that way and find something inside and go, you know what? Yeah, honey,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm good.
So Andy, I want to talk about how life has changed for you a little bit amid all of this. The last time I think I saw you, we were maybe in your dressing room at the Paradise Rock Club, and somebody had just delivered, I don't know, a dozen lobsters. I mean,
Oh yeah.
just like chowing down, living life, you know, out on the road, doing shows. And then at the beginning of the pandemic, you and your wife had your second daughter. So
Yeah.
now you have two very young ladies at home.
Mayhem over here.
How is life at home with those two little girls?
It is so it's so aggressive is what I'd say. Like, life with little kids is just the most aggressive way to go in both directions. Awesome, and then insanity. I always say that, like, if you were going to rate your days 1 to 10 before kids, I would probably hit like a 7 every day, which is pretty good. I'm like, all right, 7's good. I like had a great day, great year. And then with little kids, you hit 10 and 1 9 times before 8 a.m. and it's just insanity. It's just a wonderfully aggressive way to go, and I'm really loving it. They're both so cute. My older one is named Louisiana. The little one that just came, who's just like, she's just like falling into everything, and we're going to the doctor every 10 minutes. It's amazing.
So as you're heading out to go on tour, is the family going to come with you? Have you guys talked about that?
We haven't totally figured that out yet. We haven't done it with 2 kids, so we'll have to figure out exactly. Usually I don't like to go more than 2 weeks. So we like set up a day or 2 off, and I fly home and we work it out. But the little one, because we have photos all over my wall, we have a photo of my oldest on stage with me, and I'm like holding her, and my wife is there, and the crowd's in the background. And she was like, just the other day, she was walking up the stairs going like, what is that? Like, what is that? And I was like, you don't know anything. You're a quarantine baby. You haven't been around anyone. You don't know anything about shows. You don't know anything about anything. Like, yo, I'm going to take you. This is going to be awesome. Get ready.
Oh,
so
cool.
That is so funny. She doesn't know what concerts are.
She has no idea what concerts are. She doesn't really know that much about like large groups of people. It's pretty wild.
Like,
you don't know that they paid to see Daddy play.
Yeah, she doesn't. The older one has like started to figure it out. She's 4 and she's really smart, and she's like, you know, Elmo, so something is different. But the little one still has no clue. Yeah.
You know, Elmo.
Yeah, like I saw you with Elmo, so something is happening here. But I can't quite put my finger on it. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Oh my God.
That's pretty good. I like that. You know, Elmo, my famous dad.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
I knew I was famous when my kid said I knew.
Oh, that's really good.
All right, so you're coming to town in February 9th again at the Orpheum. I want to ask you our Bella Insurance fan question. So We put it out on social media. I got one back from a woman named Amelia13. She says hi with a little
Hello.
She put the little, woman emoji waving.
Amazing.
She says she is your biggest fan. She's so excited for the talk. I want to know if you have considered doing a collaboration with your wife.
Oh yeah, my wife's incredible. We write songs for sure. We haven't done one where we put it out where she was singing yet, but we should. She's my wife is like an incredible vocalist. She's been on tour singing backup for Selena Gomez, and she's written songs for Rachel Platten and Christina Perri, and she's great. So I'm sure that will happen at some point in the future.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Andy, one thing before we let you go.
Yes.
I saw on the Twitter you were requesting songs that make you feel good.
Yeah. What do you got?
Can I add to your list?
Yeah.
All right. Jimmy Eat World, The Middle. It's always a go-to for me.
Oh, it's so good.
John Waite, Change. Remember that song?
Yes. Great.
And then finally, Pump Up the Jam from Technotronic.
Oh my God. So
You can't have a bad day when those three are playing.
If you want to ruin your day as opposed to make it better, go watch me do Pump Up the Jam on Lip Sync Battle. Type in Lip Sync Battle, Pump Up the Jam, and it's me dressed as Will Ferrell from Semi Pro, doing lots of like thrusting. It's real rough. But
I'm sorry I brought it up.
Kind of make your day better, kind of ruin your day with that song that you just told me. Go check it out.
100%.
All right. Can I add one song to the list too?
Yes. What do you got?
Dancing on the Ceiling, Lionel Richie.
Oh, great.
I mean, just every time I hear that song, I'm like in my car alone, singing terribly at the top of my lungs.
You know what's making me happy right now, because I'm trying hard to get my chops up because I want to be playing some more trumpet on tour. I've been listening to like a lot of Louis Armstrong and a lot of Louis Prima. You guys know Louis Prima?
Oh,
God,
I don't know
it's
who
like, he's the guy that was like, he was the monkey in the Jungle Book. He's got this like wild voice.
Oh, yeah.
And that old style of music, when you put it on, it's just like, it's hard to be upset. When it's like, when you're smiling, it's just so good.
The
So
world smiles with you.
It's so good. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Well, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us. And hopefully when you're in town, you come by the radio station and we'll hang out and we'll eat lobster rolls. And
Oh my God. I'm so excited. I feel like I genuinely have a special relationship with everybody in that area. And it means the world's like home. It's always coming home when I get there.
All right. Well, we'll see you soon. Thanks, Andy.
Love you guys.
All right.
Bye, Andy.
Bye.
Karson and Kennedy talk to famous people. Sponsored by Arbella Insurance. Here for New England, here for good. Mix 1041.